Hello everybody and welcome back to SkySaga Alpha 6. We're here on my home island. Now I can't do my usual type intro thing because there has been a patch to the game. And it seems now when I go into my rucksack and hit the turnaround button, I am standing there looking at my rucksack, which is not really the best way to greet you guys on the intro to one of these videos. So from now on we're probably not going to be looking at my character too much at all because that's kind of the whole thing that I was doing previously, but I can't do that anymore. And as you probably saw from my rucksack here, I've been running out and doing a few different little adventures here and there. I was actually taking part in, well, a little bit part in Boomkin's stream. I ran a couple of adventures with him while he was doing his 24-hour stream, which was a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys saw that and enjoyed that. I'll put a link to the SkySaga Twitch in the chat below. Just because it is awesome, and they do regular tutorial streams and also building streams and then mega build streams and then also fan creations as well. So it's a really good place to go and have a look at some of the awesome stuff that the community is doing here in SkySaga. And they do a really good job of it as well. Now, some of you have probably noticed that we're actually missing a whole strip of building here. That's because I decided that I didn't really like it and I've taken the whole thing out. So that's actually probably what we're going to do today. We're going to work on the home island, get the crafting set up. I need to take all of this stuff that I have around here and put it down in underneath. We're probably going to even crack open a bit of a skylight here today, cut this thing out, and so we've got a hole down into the basement area. Because last alpha we had this all closed off and dark and gloomy, and I didn't really like it too much. So we're going to do that differently this time and cut a giant hole down through the middle here. We're also going to clear out this area over here. We're probably going to be ending up with crafting stations and chests just absolutely everywhere in here. If I can though, I might end up making that entire square in the middle chest. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going with this yet. I just know that I want to set things up a little bit differently to the last couple of alphas because I've kind of been there and I've done those and they've worked pretty well, but I think it's time to experiment and see what's going to work even better this time around, or if we can get anything to work better. And the next alpha will either experiment again or go to the best one of the three. Now right now I've only got these three chests over here, which is kind of pathetic. So yeah, we're definitely going to be crafting a full set of chests today, or at least a full beginner's set of chests, and getting ourselves up and running. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to move all of my stuff down here into the hollowed out corner over there, clear out all of these keystone fragments, and then we're going to craft up all of the wood that I currently have into planks so we can start work on getting those chests up and running. We're also going to take this guy out of the middle because this is going to annoy me very seriously. I'm also going to remove this dip down as I've done in the past. And yeah, that's kind of the idea for today. It is probably going to be a bit of a short one today. I've been a little busy recently. I'm actually planning what I want to do for my 200 subscriber special. That's right, we are almost at 200 subscribers here on the channel, and that is absolutely amazing. I really want to thank all of you for this because when I started this channel I didn't think I was going to have more than me and a couple of friends following it, so it's awesome that all of you guys are here and enjoying these videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Once we hit the 200 subscriber mark, I do have a few videos that I'm going to put out, just kind of special videos that are going to be a little bit different to my usual fare, but I'll talk more about that when we actually hit that milestone. Anyway, I'm going to start clearing this entire pile of keystone fragments out and getting some wood crafted up. So a short time later, and there we go, all cleared out, and we are actually in fact very close to the bottom of the world here, because there you go, 2 blocks gone and we are out through to the bottom of the world. So that's the way this is going to go, I guess. And now I'm going to fill in this area, kind of make a nice smooth wall. We're going to do that on both sides. As you can see, I have 70 wood planks coming out of my crafting bench over there. That's still going to take a couple more minutes to get all up and running. But once we've done that, we'll be able to get all of our chests done up. That's going to not really make all that many chests. It's going to make about 10, but that's going to be better than what I have right now. I'm going to have to go out and do some adventuring to find some more wood. We're also going to go in and have a quick look at finishing off this Forest Mastery quest as well. I'm going to stop doing these live for you guys because it is just going to take me way too long to complete all 4 mastery quests if I'm doing one per week. So I'm going to start doing those just kind of at my own pace, and then in these videos I'll just show you what we're up to and talk a little bit about what I've done during the week. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to keep going, kind of patch this place up. I might even start hacking away at this hanging wood in here, just so that I've got a little bit more wood to make up a few more chests. Here we go. We actually have our 2 walls completely cleaned up and ready to go. We also have 13 wooden chests sitting on the crafting bench as well. Now, I've been thinking about this, and I'm definitely now sure that my plan is going to be to have chests all over this side, potentially with a few crafting devices in the floor, and then a bulk set of crafting devices over on this side here. So we're probably going to have like a wall of anvils and, you know, a wall of forges and beginner crafting stuff, so like the stone bench and the wood bench and so on. And then the other side we're going to have furniture crafting, and then we're probably even going to have a chest somewhere in the middle here just full of more devices, just in case when we go out and we're doing a big build on another island, we can scoop all those up and take them with us and we'll be ready to go. Now the other thing we need to do around here, of course, is to clean up a little bit, because there are mushrooms and kind of random tufts of grass and little bits of snow and all that kind of stuff here, there, and everywhere. And there's also this big square section in the middle that I really don't like, and we are just going to get rid of it. For now, we're just going to cover it up completely. It's going to be a bit of a utilitarian area. It's just going to be where I craft stuff and store stuff for the moment. Okay, so things are a little bit more squared away now. We're kind of getting a bit of a theme and a bit of a pattern going here for my chest and storage area. Now, just kind of going to quickly walk you through what I'm doing. So up through the middle here is going to be my rare items in the middle, food at the bottom, and then leftover gladiator armor at the top. Now this is a pretty standard thing that I've done pretty much every time I've set up chests anywhere. Right slap bang in the middle of it is all of my rare stuff, and then extra armor and food right at the bottom, just because I feel like those things are important and you should be able to find them right away. Now the chest colors I'm kind of still playing around with a little bit, but these are probably going to stay the way they are, just at least for the time being. I might try and find another color later on in the game to put in there. Maybe a blue or something. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens as the game progresses. Now, around them on either side, I'm going to have chests for the individual biomes. So this side here is the forest and then the jungle. Now, these chests are definitely not going to stay here. These are going to be upgraded to green chests at some point in time. I just haven't found any green wood yet. But for me, green is for the forest, purple is for the jungle, and then on the other side we're going to have yellow or orange, probably, maybe orange, for the desert, and then we're going to have white for the Arctic biome. But once again, I need to find more woods of those colors and types to put those in. So these are going to hold stuff like all of my seals and crests and everything else like that you can find out in those worlds, all of the rare stuff, and then all of the armor and things that are actually from those biomes. And I'll probably also only have these 2 higher and then have a helmet or something along those lines spinning above each of the chests. And hopefully that will stay there. I'm not quite sure about that. I haven't tried that out yet with the alpha, but we will see, I guess. And then over this side, we're going to have all of my stone and wood is going to be in these chests. Of course, these are going to go up and down to 3 high. And then over the other side here, we're going to have pretty much everything else. The fun thing I have to show you is a temporary thing. So this is my keystone oven in here, and also the place I'm going to store all of my keystone fragments and named keystones and things. But once again, this is all temporary because I don't like hiding this thing away. If I can, I want to build its own room. I might even carve out an area in behind the portal here and put a room in for just keystone crafting, because I think that'd be quite cool to do. Anyway, I feel like I've been rambling on long enough. It is time for me to do a little bit more work and get this crafting area over here set up and running. Alright, here we go. So this is going to be the new crafting area. Now this is very, very sparse right now, mostly because I've used pretty much all of my wood on making chests, so I don't actually have enough wood to make any more crafting benches or anything like that, which is kind of what I need to go forwards with this. But also, stuff like this guy here is just exceedingly massive now. They've changed the sizes on these things, so they now take up quite a lot more area, and then the actual things inside them take up a little bit more than their hitbox as well. So I'm going to have to kind of sort it out and probably end up either expanding this area or just start stacking them on top of each other. And by that I do mean picking these things up and just having them 2 or 3 high up the wall, just like this. Now it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but at the end of the day, if I need crafting, and that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'll definitely be ending up making more crafting benches or more decor crafting benches because I'm going to need a lot of those, I'm sure, when I go through and actually start making up buildings and things. But in the end, I probably won't end up building on this island, so I'll probably just make a whole bunch of those and take them with me somewhere and just line them all up in a gigantic line and just make lots and lots of things all in one hit. So anyway, yeah, this is the current crafting area. I've only got one anvil of each type right now. Once again, it's just a space thing, but I probably will end up moving one of these up and then digging another one down into the ground, which will be accessible only just kind of through one square here, and then that will give me just enough, I think, to be able to craft any weapons and armor that I need to do. So that's going to be my kind of cut down crafting area for the moment. I've also buried 4 forges in the ground. This is because crafting anything usually requires some form of metalwork, and usually quite a lot of metalwork. So having the 4 of them is going to be quite important, basically. And I've kind of prioritized the metals and the woods over the stone because I haven't really used stone too much before, and when I do, it's usually only one type of stone, which these benches can do really well now, so we don't really need a huge number of those. But you know, you never know, we might get back here in a couple of weeks time and I will have 3 or 4 of these stacked high because I've realized I do need lots of those. Anyway, it's time to start moving stuff over into our new chest area and seeing what stuff I've missed out and what things I still need to put in here. So for those of you who were paying attention, I did actually mess that up. I missed the furniture crafting bench. The bench that I had over here is just the crafting bench. It's the one that does all of the kind of intermediate recipes. These things can be quite useful in some cases, like the leather and the leather strap, but then, yeah, the candles are one that you only really need if you're making candle items and stuff in the game. So I've had to do a little bit of a quick change up, put the anvils on either side, and then put the furniture crafting bench in here so I can actually craft furniture, which is really good to see. So there you go. Now we actually can get over and start doing work on putting our chests and stuff in place for this alpha. So we are actually getting pretty close to being done around here in actual fact. So we've got the crafting area set up, we've got some stuff that needs to kind of be cleared away from here, we'll get to that in a second. We've got the chest system set up as well. So what we've got is we've got blocks, and then easier blocks. So these are all of the stone variants, and then the stone created variants. So this is stuff like slabs and all that kind of stuff. These are all of the easier to hit blocks and that don't have any creations to them. Then we've got woods, and then finally misc. So this is all of the bones and wolf teeth and all that kind of stuff that gets found around the place. Then these 3 chest sets in this 3 set here are going to be all metal. So this one here is our ores, and then we've got actual components made from each of those along the top, and then we'll add more chests into that as we need it. And we've also got gems in here and leathers and then fabrics at the end there. And then, as I said before, kind of over here in the middle, we've got all of food and then important items. At the moment, the desert charm is not in its holding spot because we don't have the desert chests in yet, and then weapons and armor. So that's it. That's how I've set up my base. I hope this kind of inspires a few of you, and you can just kind of see the way that I plan things out and the way I do things. Of course, this is just kind of experimental because I haven't really done it this way before, but I'm pretty confident it's going to work out pretty well. I think the next thing to do is going to be to jump out into a world and see what we can see. I'm thinking they might even do my daily quest because that is a Arctic world, and I haven't actually been out to an Arctic world yet in this alpha, so that's probably going to be a good one to go out and do. And then of course we've got a little bit of clearing we need to do up here, and then if we come all the way out here, we've also got this giant section along here that I do want to clear out at some point as well, but that's probably not going to be today because we've done quite a lot of housekeeping and maintenance and stuff, so let's just kind of ignore that for the moment. We'll come back to that at a later date. Now next week, I should mention, next week I'm actually going to be building a gigantic castle with the help of Dolkin and a few others. We're actually going to be testing out an unofficial guild system, which would be really cool. So make sure you stick around and watch out for that one next week, because I am sure that is going to be a whole lot of fun. Anyway, I'm going to get myself all prepped up and we're going to head out into a world. Okay, here we go in worlds. So it looks like we've got blue in our worlds. We've got lots of blues in here. This actually might be good. We might end up taking some blue wood home with us and using that as the chest for the Arctic keychain. That might even be the best idea for here. So we're probably even going to break out the single door and see if we get some wood from that. May not. We don't know, because they've kind of changed the way that decor breaks and what happens when decor breaks in this game. And it seems to be taking way too long, but there we go. We've got a little bit of iron out of that, so that's not too bad. Anyway, now we've got trees. There we go. This is going to get us the wood that we need. Here we go. We've got ourselves our first adventure. This looks a little bit like the Woodcutter's Lodge, but it's called a cabin, and it's further down into the ground and infested with skeletons. Sorry, rawbone drudges, I should say. These guys do pack quite a punch. Let's just keep moving. See if we can do these guys in. Look, there you go. All three of them down, just like that. Now, I did mention before that I wanted to come into Worlds and grab some wood, and this is where I'm going to grab it all from. Now, if you haven't seen my beginner's tutorial, these things here are amazing, because for just a couple of hits, you get quite a number of wood. Usually, kind of 2 to 3, and you can actually swing swords at them to mine them out faster as well, which is really cool. So we're probably going to keep doing that to get lots more wood. I've also got my map turned off, which is not great. So I couldn't see. There does look to be a chest up there, so we're going to go grab that in just a second. Okay, so here you go, guys. This is actually a gold chest location. So if you find the cabin, there's a chance that there's going to be a gold chest up on the top floor. So there's a little quick tip for you, and this is where you get all of your sigils and things from. So that is really cool. Now, the other thing you may have just seen, I got my first Arctic charm. I killed a lout on the way over here, because this is actually also very, very close to the main quest line as well. So we're going to go over there and take that out. This looks to be the town from the old, and it is the new town, I guess. It's pretty much exactly the same. We've got the portcullises made of iron, or grey iron, I guess it's called now. And then we've got towers made up of various different things, and we've got a big area over here, which is going to be the main portal chamber area. So we're going to go around here quickly. Going to kill off some louts and try and see if we can get some more charms. Once we've done that, we're going to go running through down into the boss's chamber. There's probably not really going to be a lot to show you around here. There's only a few chests here and there scattered amongst this stuff, and it's basically just going to be a lot of me fighting, which is not exactly the most interesting thing, because I do go a little bit quiet when I start fighting lots and lots of enemies, which is about what I'm about to do. So I'll see you when we head in towards the boss area. Okay, so in we go. I've kind of been roaming around the outside and killing lots of Arctic louts and things, and I've now managed to get up to 2 Arctic charms, which is awesome, because we'll actually be able to make an Arctic sword once we get out of here. So we'll get that recipe from the quest givers somewhere. I'm not actually quite sure, because I've never attempted to take on the Arctic quest before, so we're going to have to see where that comes from, because the forest one comes from the Explorers Guild, but then if you have a look at these other ones, the Desert Mastery actually comes from the shop in the Explorers Guild, and then the Jungle one actually comes from the Weekend Trader, which means that it actually takes a lot longer to get through that one, just because you need to wait around for the weekend to be able to hand in all of the quests and things that are there. So anyway, I'm going to kind of keep going through here, kill off all these guys, and then we're going to head on down into the boss adventure. And I think I might actually be heading that way right now, because there doesn't seem to be anything else around here for me to do. So here we go, we're on the way down. So this is going to be, oh, this is just grey iron, and it looks like we've got something. We'll have to have a look as we get down there. So we've made it down, and we're in the cells now. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting one. I don't think I've done one of these before. I'm also going to just nab these blocks of grey iron here, because those are quite useful. We're probably going to end up building something very big and made of grey iron again. I did one of those previously. I think in Alpha 4 we built some gigantic statues made completely out of iron. So those are going to come in quite handy, because of course it does take quite a lot of iron to make up a block, and so it takes a lot of iron to do something really big with it. So being able to collect those all the way from the start is just going to make life a little bit easier. So what's going to be going on in through here? This is not exactly the longest cells I think I've ever seen, because I'm pretty sure we're going to go up over there and we're going to be hitting very close to the portal room. That's one of the things they did change in this patch, by the way. They actually make portals and dungeons shorter for smaller, for common adventures. What am I saying? Just so that they're pretty much, easier to get through when you're just beginning and just starting out. which is kind of nice, I think. So actually a few extra rooms longer than what I thought it was going to be. I've now found the portal room because there it is all the way through those grates. You can just kind of see it here. I've also been kind of mining out all of this grey iron as I've been saying all the way through. Now it's time to go and face the larger challenge in this guy. Now they also did change some things in the update so that hopefully if we can kill whatever counts for the boss in this level, they actually have a higher chance of dropping charms and things. So here we go, we've got a knave in here. I'm just going to probably take us on. Yep, there we go. So that's the knave, and oh, I love that guy's helmet. I need to get me one of those. Anyway, let's try and kill this guy off. Alright, so here we go, boss chest time! And in the boss chest we've got a title scroll and a few bits and pieces. This is actually not too bad. I'm going to take all of those because of course we are still starting out and need everything we can get. And welcome back to my home island. Now I've made just a couple of quick changes. So I've removed the little pillars that were down further just so that this portal down here gets plunged into darkness like that. And I really love this effect. Now I know that I said I was going to clear the ceiling out, but if doing so is going to affect that effect at all, I don't think I want to do it anymore. I'm going to leave it, I think, exactly the way it is, because how cool does that thing look pulsing like that down there in the darkness? That just looks really, really awesome. I think maybe I might end up putting a couple of braziers or something in underneath the floor here just to give it a little bit of a smoke effect and kind of some backlighting, but that would look really, really awesome. And I don't want to shine any light directly onto this thing. Of course, these torches are all temporary. I really need to go out and find myself some actual lighting fixtures to place around in this place. I've also put in the chest that I hope to use for the Arctic adventures. Now all I need to do is go out and do some more adventures so I can fill the rest of this space up and hopefully get some green ones to go up in here rather than these orange ones that I have right now. But I think that is about all we're going to do in this episode. Between this one and next one, I'm going to kind of keep clearing. I'm going to clear out all of this dirt in here and kind of finish that track off and then clear out just this top area. And then when we come back next time, we're going to be building a gigantic castle. So that should be really, really fun to do. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please do remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I am so close to hitting 200 subscribers and I have some big, big things planned. So if you haven't subbed yet, please do that. And I'll see you next week.